pointing the wrong way. Stupid camera. Hey, how's it going, guys? We're gonna do some repairs today, as we do. Hold on.
As we do.
Stupid. Less. Okay, less stupid, please. There we go. Now I can tell it where I want it to be. I'm gonna be working on this thing, and we're gonna put in this thing. So this is a laminated IPS screen, and the person that brought this one in, they bought it somewhere else that had a regular IPS screen in it, but it was kind of like badly put together and wasn't mounted properly, and it had some gaps and holes, and dust and stuff was getting in there. And he's like, really don't want the dust in there. And I'm like, the best thing for that, laminated screen. Do you guys know why? Anybody know why? Why is the laminated screen better?
There's no gap between the screens.
Between the lens. Yeah, so the lens and the LCD are glued together. Bye, Sam. Have a good day.
Bye.
They're glued together, so there's no gap. Nothing. One piece. It's the one piece. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna work on that. Karl, what are you working on?
I'm gonna work on a Dreamcast. See if I can get one working.
Look at all those.
Yeah, I think there's a Japanese one that we might have to region switch and shell swap. So
okay,
I'm going to investigate that.
See if we have any region-free chips left. I know we have a customer that's waiting to get a region-free done on one.
On a
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
Cool.
Let's get started. Switch over to my bench. There's the shell. There's the screen. But now we need to make sure that we've got the actual gameplay. That's kind of important.
Here we go. Who we got? Oh, sup, goobers. We have Play in the chat. We have Ford GT40 is better. Says hi. Welcome along.
For some reason on my screen, where Clayton said sup goobers, it auto-translated it to goober soup.
Oh.
And I don't even know what it thinks it's translating it from, but I wish it wasn't doing that.
Goober soup.
I don't want no goober soup. Why is it doing that?
I'm not even sure what that is.
Yeah, I mean, a goober is a peanut.
A peanut?
Yeah.
Huh. Why is it a peanut?
Well, that's just what the word means. That's what a goober is.
Okay. There you go.
Karl, can you point your camera at your face? This is his Game Boy. The power switch is tough.
This is the one you was working on the other day.
This is the one that he wanted me to try to get all the dust out and make it look pretty, and I was like, I can try, but you're gonna need a new lens at least, and like wiping these things down once they've been put together is never going to give you as good results as like when you first get them fresh, you know?
Yeah.
Do the best we can with it. I told them they have one that was the same color. It's pretty dang close. It's not quite identical, but it's the best we could do. Because you can't use a normal shell. Oh, hey Steve, how's it going? Can't use a normal shell with an IPS laminated screen because they're a different shape and they don't fit. So they're much larger on the inside. They actually have a much bigger display area too. And I just dropped something. I dropped my ribbons. Gonna need those.
That's what I need.
All right, let's crack this baby open. Put them together properly. Oh, it's that third party one. It's all Philips. There's no tri-wings on this one. Oh, Philips. Oh, man. Somebody stole one of my freaking screwdriver head bits. What's this one? PHOO. JOO. Okay, they just swapped them for some reason. Okay. Much better. Steve says, someday I will do that with my GBA. However, some evil game store had an N64 that I bought. Now I need lots of stuff for it. Just talking recently.
Game stores do that.
Just talking with somebody recently, Steve, about how you don't call us evil as much as you used to, and I like that. I like that you don't call us evil as much as you used to. So now I'm sad. You made me sad. We're just trying to get you gaming, bro. And like, if we can also, like, you know, buy a Skyline with that money, then there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. We're gonna use it for game hunting. It's gonna be good. Gonna be eventually when it finally works again. Karl, you want to hear the newest update on the Skyline?
Sure.
Did I tell you what's going on now?
No.
So we finally got in the thermostat for it, so that I was able to put the thermostat in. Yeah. I already got all the belts in that it needed, and you know, got the radiator all hooked back up and everything. Refilled the coolant that had been lost when we pulled the radiator off, so that we could get to the belts. I go to start the engine, and it's like, coolant temp sensor signal at check engine light.
Okay.
So now I'm like, okay, maybe the coolant just hasn't gotten up to the sensor yet, right?
Yeah.
Nope, that's not it.
No.
I tried clearing the code to see if maybe it was just like from when it was empty.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to replace either some of the wiring that goes to the temp sensor or the sensor itself. Yeah. Because potentially, maybe just being sat, the sensor was dry for like...
Well, that wouldn't have helped it, I'm assuming.
2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I guess, yeah, it's not really designed to be just sitting there air drying.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming I might have messed up my coolant temperature sensor.
Possibly. Yes. That's not the end of the world. That's not too difficult.
Yeah, well, you just got to find one.
Oh, yeah.
And then hopefully it won't take 400 years to get here. In the meantime, there's 2 sensors. There's one that goes to the dashboard that tells you how hot your engine is. And then there's one that goes to the ECU that tells your computer how hot the engine is, right?
Yeah.
The one that goes to the dashboard is working just fine. I can see exactly how hot the engine is. I know that it's working. I know the thermostat's working, because the engine gets right up to like halfway up the heat gauge pretty dang fast.
Yeah.
And then doesn't go above that.
It stops, yeah.
Yeah, so it's doing what it's supposed to with the thermostat. And what the heck? It just auto-translated Sam as well. She said, ooh, GBA, and it auto-translated it to, ooh, okay. What is it doing? Why is there an auto-translate feature even? There's not a setting for that. I'm looking at the chat right now. You might be seeing it differently, but on my end, when I look at the chat, you and Clay both got auto-translate.
Yeah, it's on your machine. It's not in the chat.
It's not in the chat. No. So, where the
Your
heck?
weird Google's doing some auto-translate.
Only on that account, though. That's weird. Okay, can I turn translate off? Let's see here. Never translate the site. That didn't do it. No, it's definitely in the chat. It stays there until I mouse over it.
Oh, because it's not on mine.
Brendan, you're not supposed to put that. You're not supposed to put that in the chat, bro. Oh, do I have to time out my moderator? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I think so. Is he calling
It did translate right, though.
Or something?
No, that's not.
Oh.
I just don't understand why it's doing that. I'll just have to mouse over everything that everyone says to make sure I'm actually seeing it right. That's kind of annoying, but what do you do? Okay, so this is an IPS screen that somebody else put in there, but it's like taped in place. It's like double-sided taped on, which is not ideal. Whereas laminated screen is gonna be much nicer. Oh no, the laminated screen has touch sensors. I don't like that. Do you know why I don't like that, Karl?
Because they're crap. They don't work too well, and you end up knocking them, and it's jank.
What happens with these touch sensors is that something about them, they start detecting touches when there aren't any in rapid succession. And so if one of these is set to like change your brightness, then everything will be working just fine, and then out of nowhere it'll be just like boom, 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 cycling through all the brightnesses, and it won't stop. Steve says the sensor works great in the Game Boy Color you did for me. I'm glad, Steve. I'm glad that it's working for you, but the failure rate on these is much higher than I feel comfortable sending out the door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable the touch sensors, and then back here it has little pads that you can solder for left, right, and select, and that lets you pull up the OSD, the on-screen display. So you hit left, right, and select at the same time, and you can change all of the settings with a little user interface the way that they should be, as opposed to with a little touch sensor that's a little bit too touchy. So OSD is the way to be. And to answer your question, Sam, yes, this is for our buddy Anthony. He's been waiting for the parts to come in, and now the parts are in, so gonna get him taken care of. All right. So this guy sits in here like that, and then the laminated screen lines up with the shell in theory like that. There we go. And that's how they go in there, right? But once you get it test fit and make sure everything's going to be good, you got to take it back out. You got to remove the little strippies so that it'll stick properly. Not too complicated. Not too fancy. Well, the end result's pretty fancy, but the install does not require any complicated tools or what's the word I'm looking for? Proprietary knowledge, any kind of nastiness. It just works. Let's go ahead and move over his little buttons. Button. Who's got the button?
I think I have a problem.
What is up with your problem?
We don't have a Japanese Dreamcast game to test.
We don't have any Japanese Dreamcast games. You looked in the Japanese case.
Yeah.
How?
It's like Saturn and PlayStation 1.
I guarantee we have a Japanese Dreamcast test disc.
Maybe, but I can't find it. Unless Fantasy Star is.
No.
No, I didn't think it was, because that's got Japanese writing on it, but
No,
I just
it's just
assumed
how
it was
it is.
how it is, yeah.
What the heck?
Mm.
Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem, ain't it?
It is for working on a Dreamcast, yeah.
What do we do about that, guys?
I mean, I can go and have another quick look, but...
Ford GT40 says, when's the Japan trip? It's in October. We're flying out of Salt Lake on the 14th. And I think we'll be streaming. I got to double check, but I think it's the 16th. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday here. Yeah, 16th, 17th, and 18th is when we'll be streaming. Okay, we got to find a disc for a Japanese Dreamcast game so Karl can test these. And I'm not sure where to look aside from out in the front, and I can't take you guys with me, so I'll just let Karl do that. And then when he comes back, if he hasn't found one, he can tag me in and I'll go look. But I swear we had a few. Might need to move it to next month due to the need for a Dreamcast game. I am not rebuying plane tickets right now. Dude, have you guys seen what tickets to Japan are looking like right now? They're going through the roof. We booked our flights in, I think it was like late February, early March. And there's a whole group of people that wanted to go with us. We were going to get like a big old place. They were like, well, we just invaded Iran or whatever. So I think maybe when that, is all done, then the gas prices will go back down and the flights will go back down. So we're going to wait and we're going to try to book in May. And then, of course, May came and is basically gone at this point. And the flights went from, when we ordered our tickets, it was about $900 a ticket plus any upgrades you want to do, right? And now it's like, for the same flight, it's like $1,400-$1,500. 4GT is saying there was one Japanese Dreamcast game in the cabinet, Karl. In the cabinet. Saw one in the cabinet, they say. Was it in the import cabinet or was it in the Dreamcast games cabinet? Probably in the import cabinet, right? That would make the most sense. That would be my guess, my hope, and my prayer. Yeah, he says it was in the import cabinet, Karl. Do you need to tag me in? Well, I can't leave the stream all alone. They'll get bored without us. So if you want to come chat with them for a bit, I'll go look. Ooh. I gotta solder the little things on there. I'm gonna move over to the oh, hold on. Turn that off. I'm gonna move over to the microscope real quick. Try to turn all the things on and make it work. There we go. That should work a little better. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see.
You'll see that okay? Nope.
We have a Japanese Dreamcast spot though.
Well, I'll go look in just a second here.
That's Japanese, right?
That's a Japanese Dreamcast game.
Virtua Striker, right? I'll try that.
Yeah. Well, actually, can I see it again for a second?
Yeah.
100%.
Perfect.
He found it. He didn't even need my help.
Well, this was in the folder. This wasn't in the unit.
Well, whatever, you found it.
I did find one.
That is not a settings issue. That's just glare. Let's try a different angle. How about like that? Not really any better. But do like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of what the heck. spiting me. Herman says hello. What's up, Herman? It was in the Dreamcast binder. We did find one in the Dreamcast binder.
There was a game in the Dreamcast binder.
That's what it was.
But it does have damage, so. And it has top damage.
How bad is it?
Bad enough. Bad enough that the hole goes all the way through.
Maybe I just need to turn the light down on this. Hold on.
And it's all the way through, so it's on the top too.
Yeah, I'd still try running it.
Yeah, I'll use it once you're reading it at the moment. So that might be a recap.
Camera, contrast, brightness. Okay, that's as good as we're gonna get, I think, on the microscope. Okay. I don't know why it's fighting me so hard either. Is it doing that? It's doing the dirt. Oh man, let's see here. Herman says you're welcome with the PSP Go trade-in. Did you trade one in, or did you send somebody our way? What happened with that? I out of the loop.
Yeah, we're gonna go come in today.
Was it Herman that brought it in, or did he send somebody? Either way, thank you. That's awesome of you. Carl, your camera's not looking at anything.
I know. That's because I'm trying to do this and that. And
I know, but the reason we're here tonight is less about doing all the things and more about the stream, you know?
Sure.
More about the people, the people! Solder away. And then my little wires, that's the word. Couldn't remember the word for wires. Oh, he sent somebody our way. Thank you, Urban. That's awesome, dude. I love getting a PSP Go in, man. Even though you can't really use them without breaking the law, they are still super cool. Love to see them. You don't see them very often, you know? The Go's specifically. They're kind of the sought-after one for people. Most people who are still using PSPs these days are modding them. And the Go it's one of the better ones for modding. It's not like, for its intended use, it's actually pretty garbage. But if you're modding, the Go actually works really great for that.
well, it was a modded PSP anyway, wasn't it? Because it was digital only, so.
Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by modded.
What I mean is, you had to download games for it. You couldn't use UMDs.
Correct. But you would download them through the PlayStation store.
You could get all of them then.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, they kind of made it that way. Unintentionally, I assume.
Oh, 4GT says we're his favorite game store. Thank you. That's very sweet. Right. Back over here. We got the solder work done. Let's go ahead and figure out which ribbon we need. Is it the big one or the little one? It's the big one. Need to pick one. Goes like that and then down around like that. Well, you know what? We're not actually done with the soldering iron. I'm dumb. These wires got to solder onto something. Got to solder them to the main board once we get this ribbon in here. And click. Nice. And then for the board, we got to solder on to our test points and to, where's it at here? Test point 2, 9, and 8. That's right. Ford says, is there any maintenance that you recommend doing on my launch model Dreamcast? Yes, I would swap out the battery with a little like clip-in piece that you can then use a replaceable battery for the clock battery. It's easy enough to do if you can get the system open safely. If you'd like us to do it, we're happy to do it as well. It does require some soldering work, actually. But as far as maintenance you can do on your own, just give it a nice, good blowout. Yeah. That's really all that you can do for personal maintenance. There's not really much that's like easily user accessible. But yeah, we can definitely do that. Let me see what we're charging for that. Where's our price sheet for the Dreamcast? $39. It includes a battery with it, but we solder on the little clippy dude and put a battery in it to make sure everything's working. All right, back to the soldering iron. Whee! See how well can we see? Is that good? Yeah, y'all can see that, right? See where it says test point 2? That's where we're going. TP2 for the select button. Oh, that's a dirty tip. Always clean your tip, everybody. That's important. Shouldn't be out there working with the dirty tip. Go. That's not the best looking job there, so we're gonna put a little flux on it just to make it pretty. It would be fine, but fine isn't what I'm going for. I want it good. There we go, much better. Little flux goes a long way. And then we've got this 0.9 over here. And that's gonna be for
XV779. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
flux.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go then. I'm going to recap this sequence, see if that helps.
Okay. Yeah, recaps tend to make a bigger difference than you would think.
They do for lasers at the moment. Yeah, we're hitting that age.
Where a lot of laser issues aren't actually the laser.
Yeah. It's the caps are starting to go
Because of age. I can relate.
Yeah, me too.
Me and Karl went out drinking last night, and let's just say we felt it. We felt our age.
It was fun.
It was nice, but like
nice.
You guys invited us over to your house after, and I was like, yeah, and you were like, yeah, and then both of the ladies were like it's late.
No, it's late, and we were like, oh,
we gotta hang out again. Aside from that, that's what we gotta do.
Around.
We gotta bring the kids over and let them go kill each other in the pool while we play on the racing sim.
See,
That's what we gotta do.
there you go. This guy knows how to have fun.
Yeah, the trick is have a rich friend. That's not true. You can have fun when you're broke too.
Sure.
It's just it's not. It's a little more dangerous. You know,
It just tends to be a little more illegal.
a little more risk of arrest.
Exactly.
When I was a kid, you don't know what my broke ass used to do for fun?
Go on.
Does the chat want to know? I don't want to say unless the chat
We
wants
used
to
to
know.
go and steal apples.
I never did that.
We used to go to the orchard and go scrumping. We called it.
Scrumping?
Called over there, it's called scrumping. You go and steal apples from an orchard.
Scrumping. I can't get behind that.
No.
Gad Baganoush says GBAs are fun. I put a clean screen in mine. Oh, I can't words. A clean screen in mine and tactile buttons. Those tactile buttons are the best. Brendan put some in his recently. That's the first time I'd ever actually seen him in action, and holy cow, yeah, major upgrade there. Ford says, could you guys also redo the lube on the disk drive? Yeah, it usually doesn't make much of a difference, but we can do that for free while we're in there. Yeah, it's not a problem. But yes, what I can do for you guys, no, that's not what I was going to say. I got a little distracted. I haven't been sleeping well. No, what I used to do for fun when I was a kid is me and my buddy would skip school and go to Walmart, and just the two of us would play hide and seek in Walmart. And the goal of the game wasn't really to, like, you know, proper hide and seek. The goal of the game was to see how long we could play hide and seek without getting kicked out of Walmart before they got angry and were like, y'all aren't here to buy anything, get out. And I'll tell you, it wasn't usually super long, yeah. But the good news is that once you get kicked out of Walmart, then you're in the Walmart parking lot, and there's all sorts of fun to be had in a Walmart parking lot.
I was going to say, you've got Target as well, and you've got...
No, dude, well, we didn't have Target in Louisiana. Well, maybe one or two, but not a ton of them. And Target's for rich people, bro. I couldn't Target. I grew up super poor. Like, it wasn't pretty. What we would do is once they kicked us out, we'd be in the parking lot, and we'd just get in our cars, and then we would go, because the Walmarts had huge parking lots, but only like 20% of it or so was full during the day, like when we were skipping school. And so what we'd do is we'd get in his car, and he would drive up to a shopping cart that was, you know, out and about in the parking lot, and I'd reach out the passenger window and grab that shopping cart, and then he'd drive us to the back of the parking lot where nobody was, and then we just find a big long stretch, and he'd just zoom, get up to about 30 miles an hour, and then I would throw the cart forward while he hit the brakes and watch the cart just flip over the curb. It was sparky sometimes. It was awesome. And we'd do that until they came and yelled at us. And then we would obviously GTFO. And then, yeah, on occasion we'd drag race on the freeway and get in big trouble. And now keep in mind, you know, I had a hand-me-down Ford Taurus, and he was driving a Geo Metro. So the fact that we were able to get either of them over 60 was impressive. But yeah, neither of us ever had an engine explode or anything. We're just, you know, super fortunate. Nothing went too scawampus. But that's what you do for fun when you don't have no money. You know. In Shreveport, Louisiana. It was like enough of a city that, like, if you had money, there would be stuff you could go do. And enough, like, out of the city that, like, we had to have a well in our yard to get drinking water because the city wasn't giving us water. But it wasn't out of the city enough for us to, like, go experience nature, you know what I mean? Like, we couldn't go, like, get eaten by an alligator in the bayou or something. That, you had to go to my grandma's house for that. They had a super cool bayou down there where she was at, and my cousins had a whole bunch of cattle and stuff, and they had four-wheelers. I used to love four-wheelers.
Yeah.
Oh, did you do the clicky shoulder buttons too? Those are also fun to install. I don't think so. Brendan, you're in the chat, right? Do you know if you did clicky shoulder buttons when you did that? Wait, the stock buttons are kind of clicky, though. How much clickier are the clicky shoulder buttons? Because the stock buttons are clicky. I'm curious. Ford GT says, what's your favorite car to drive in racing sims? Man, it depends on, like, what I'm trying to do with the sim, right? If I'm just trying to have fun, probably, man, either an old Skyline R34 or like a Miata. I love a Miata, dude. I'm an absolute fanboy for Miatas. It I get grief from the staff about it because one of my employees was raised by a very what's the word I'm looking for? Let's see here.
I'm not sure.
What's the word I'm looking for? You know what? I'm not going to tell you my opinion of his father. I'm just going to tell you what his father said. He said, Miatas are for gay dudes and women. That's what he said. And so they give me grief now. By extension. By extension, his father is now reached beyond into the repair shop to give me grief. Ooh, Ford says I have a 350Z and I'm currently saving for a turbo. You've got to be kidding me, bro. That's so cool. I love the 350Z. It is such a like a sporty, like beautiful little fast car, but it's going to be so much more fun once you put a turbo in there. So much more fun. But you got to do all the extra work. You can't just slap a turbo in, you know what I mean? You got to get the ECU upgraded and tuned and all that. Make sure it knows what to do with that extra air. It's an 04 6-speed manual. Oh my god, that is so cool. Yeah, I have an R34. It's the company car, and we're slowly working on trying to like get it in the best condition that we can. Get some Kirby's vinyl wrapped onto it and everything. Oh, I forgot to put the power LED diffuser on there. I got to do that. But yeah, we're working on fixing up the R34, and it has been a lot more of a slow process than I thought because everything that you order takes so goddamn long to get here. Karl, I forgot to tell you this. You know how the brake rotors were supposed to ship out of Japan yesterday?
Yeah.
And they didn't get them yet to even ship them out, right? I went and looked online today and found a place called Terra Firma Automotive.
Oh, no.
That has some in stock right now.
Yeah, but they said they had them in stock right now.
No, I missed the little text on the bottom.
That says we order them, yeah.
Yeah, so they're like made to order. I didn't catch that. So I went ahead and ordered another pair.
Well, I was going to say, like, when the other ones come, you'll be able to sell them. There'll be someone looking.
I'm just going to hang on to them, you know what I mean? Because, like, eventually I will need them again. I'm going to be in this car for... Well, I'm hoping to get buried in this car. That's my plan. So no, the other place that didn't have the rotors yet, that's like I ordered from on May 15th, still doesn't have them and has no updates and no shipping info. So this other company's shipping them out, and it's going to be like 3 or 4 business days to get them. And then I don't know. Like the other company's still like, you know, in the process of they're updating the order, waiting for the new ones to come in so they can ship them to me. So eventually I will have both because they won't let me cancel that order. But, you know, knowing my luck, they'll probably show up like a day apart from each other.
Yep.
And I will have completely wasted my money on that. But I'm getting so sick and tired of all of these things that we have to do for the Skyline getting delayed because we're waiting for brake rotors of all things. It's killing me. It's absolutely killing me. But to answer some other questions here, how much wheel horsepower will it have? I do not know. I know that we drove it here from California when we imported it. And it made that trip, barely. It's been a lot happier since it's been in Utah for some reason. But it is, you can feel that it's turboed. You can feel it, like, you know, really kick in. But when you're at a full stop and you go to gun it, it lags way more than just like a regular turbo lag. It is like, it's almost to the point where like, I give myself extra room if I'm turning left through oncoming traffic. You know, I have to wait till there's like a gap, right? I wait for a bigger gap because sometimes I'll hit the gas to go in that turn and it'll just like not want to do it for a while. And then it kicks in and the wheels go, ee! And it's like happy, you know what I mean? But there's something wrong with it. I got to get it into the shop to actually have them do the timing belt because sadly, it's an automatic transmission, so when I go to do the timing belt, I can't get the dang crankshaft bolt off because the whole crankshaft turns with it. So, or not crankshaft, the crankshaft. Yeah, so can't remove the crankshaft bolt because I don't know the right way to seize up the shaft itself. It might be the O2 sensor. You're well, or maybe the mass airflow. I don't know, but it doesn't have any check engine errors for either of that. Luckily with this Skyline, even though it doesn't use OBD2, it has a little trick you can do with a paperclip that flashes the check engine light so you can see what the codes are. There's like a list of what they're all for. And it's not telling me there's a problem with the O2 or anything, but I wonder if it's just like having trouble but doesn't realize why. You know? Crazier things have happened. But, you know, one step at a time. Right now I'm dealing with the potentially faulty coolant temp sensor. So I've got to see if I can find one of those and see if replacing it will fix it, or if it's the wiring or something else going on with that. Because in order to replace the alternator belt, which snapped on the freeway, I had to pull the radiator out. And when I pulled the radiator out, you know, lost a lot of coolant, and I went ahead and replaced the thermostat while I was doing all that, and, you know, refilled the coolant, but after that, the coolant temp sensor is acting up. So it's a mystery. I don't know if it's just bad or if it just needs more time for the coolant to like settle back into place. I don't know. Or if it's a wire. That's the other thing. It could be one of the wires that runs from the sensor to the ECU. So that's the wrong. Oh no, dude. The battery door on this one is a standard battery door, and this is a USB-C rechargeable. And the other one is not quite the right color. Dang it. I'm going to put this one on for testing purposes, and then I'm going to have to cut a hole in this other battery door to make everything good again. Get in there. Got my test cartridge. And volume. Oh, that power switch is angry. Might have to trim that down as well. Okay. OSD test. Brightness up. Color mode 1, pixel effect. That's working.
17.
Desaturation. Why would it do that? What's the desaturation? Oh, I see. It's not desaturation, it's just saturation. Okay. And I might as well peel this off. Should we leave the little film on for the customer, or should we peel it off? What do you guys think?
I always leave it on if I can.
Should I leave it on there for him? I'll inspect it and then put it back. There we go. Inspect it. It's looking good. I am gonna rework that power switch though. These third-party plastic printed pieces always are just a little bit off from where they should be, and that causes it to just not want to go. Just doesn't want to go at all. In fact, it doesn't even want to fit together nicely. That's weird. We'll look into that. Oh, Nate said, hi, Carl.
Hey, Nate.
Ford's like, I've been working on my Z for 1.5 years, and today it passed emissions. That's a Heck of a goal, dude. I'm glad you hit that milestone. That means registration time. I can't get the Skyline to pass emissions in Utah, not because of anything wrong with the Skyline, but specifically because there's something terribly wrong with the what's the word I'm looking for? The bureaucracy in Salt Lake. So Salt Lake County is one of the ones that requires emissions. And there's two kinds of emissions tests. You know, there's the OBD test, and then there's the tailpipe sniffing test. You know, the 2-speed test is what they call that. And for cars that are old enough that they don't have OBD2, you have to run the 2-speed test. I had a truck that was so old that didn't have OBD2. We ran a 2-speed test on it, right? But Salt Lake has a firm rule that anything made past 1996 has to have the OBD test. Because obviously everything made after 1996 had OBD2. What are you thinking? Except in Japan, it didn't. So that's fun. So I can't get a OBD2 test done on the car because there's no OBD2 installed on it. And if you install one aftermarket, it doesn't work because the law is worded so that it has to be installed from the factory. And even if you could install one, secondhand, it wouldn't even have actual emissions data. So it's not like the ECU in the car does that. You have to do a full ECU and wiring harness swap for the entire car, which would be insanity. But I can't do the 2-speed test because the car is not old enough, according to the Salt Lake County. So when I called in, they told me, quote, I'm not even kidding. They said exactly this. They said, it's not an American spec car. You shouldn't expect to be able to drive it in America. And I'm just like, it's a sedan. I got a 4-door. I don't even know what to say. It's not like I'm trying to register a race car or whatever. But yeah, they're just being grumpy about it. So what I had to do was register it in a different county, which required way more work and finagling than you would think. Way more. Okay, I got the power switch looking good. It's actually moving the way it's supposed to now. So all that's left now is to put a hole in the battery door so that the USB-C can fit. Ford says his was a barn find. I love those barn finds. That's the kind of thing you see on YouTube all the time, but not in real life. That is not a thing that most people are ever fortunate enough to experience. Yeah, kind of a pain. I had to register a business in Park City, so it's in Summit County, and then I had to sell it to that business, and then I had to set up an office for that business, so I'm paying rent on an office, and then I had to get commercial insurance on it. So for this car that's fully paid off that I bought in cash and imported in, I'm paying about $600 a month just in bureaucracy and red tape. But because it's a business expense and it's actually helping the business make more money than it would without it, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? If it was a personal car and I was spending $600 a month just to be able to drive my personal car, I would be both furious and I would consider myself a total idiot. But because it's it's a money maker and it is for the business, I don't feel too bad about it. You gotta line this up. These are not the same shape. They're close, but they're not quite the same. It's interesting. Which means I gotta make a hole in this and then kind of get this as close as it can be to try to figure out where I need to expand that hole to make it proper. And I gotta be super duper careful because you can remove, but you can't add back the plastic. So that's gonna be fun. You got 93,000 original miles. Nice. Mine's at like 98,000, or at least it was when I bought it. But I think it's over 100 now because we drove it here from California. Karl, you got the drill over there? Gracias, amigo. Drilling time. That looks about right. That's too big. That's too big. Start small, work our way up. No need to rush it. In fact, let's go super small, just to be on the safe side. Do you guys do birthday discounts? My 15th birthday is coming up. Woo! We do not do birthday discounts, but if you come in and say, hey, it's my birthday, you never know what'll happen. We've been known to throw a few things somebody's way when it is their birthday. Really hoping to get a Sega Saturn. That'd be cool. Sega Saturns are... I used to want a Sega Saturn so very badly as a kid. But, you know, like I said, poor. So I knew it was never going to happen. I had to just give up on it. And now that I'm an adult, I've owned a couple of Sega Saturns. And I'll say, Saturns are better if you speak Japanese. So much better. Because there's so many Japan exclusive awesome games for the Saturn. Steve's birthday was last Thursday. You didn't come and say nothing to us, bro. You got to come say it. You got to be like, hey, it's my birthday. Give me something free. And then we still get to decide whether we want to or not. It's up to us.
Depends if you're sub to a live stream, doesn't it?
That does make a difference, but Steve definitely does.
Oh, yeah.
And all I got was paying for an N64. Steve, you gotta tell us, bro. How are we supposed to... We're not gonna memorize everyone's birthday. I don't even know my dad's birthday. I'm gonna stab myself with this. Ah, that was spooky. Ford's been driving his car even though he's only 14. Well, have you been driving it on the actual roads? Because there's plenty of places you can legally drive regardless of how old you are. You can be 5 years old. If your parents say it's okay, you can drive on private property. Bro's driving on the roads. You're going to get yourself in some shit, dude. Be safe. Be safe, homie. Oh. Took it to a racetrack. Okay, yeah. You can drive on a racetrack. They don't give a shit. I don't think you ever even have to, like, show them a license or anything. I gotta be super duper delicate with this now. I'm gonna take this little hole and try my best to expand it to be a bigger hole, without making it look all ratty and unprofessional. Much easier said than done. Set a lap time of 1:45.16. I've never been to the racetrack out here, but I need to at some point.
Hey, you've got a car that can do it.
Well, maybe once I manual swap it.
Right.
Take an automatic transmission out to the racetrack. I always wanted to take my motorcycle out to the racetrack. That sounded like a really good time, but finding like proper gear that fits my gigantic ass, it's not so easy. And on top of that, like, you know, I just didn't have anybody to do it with, you know what I mean?
And
like,
dying is the other thing.
You don't die on the racetrack. It's pretty controlled environment. It's not that bad, but you do need the good gear, and they have special like rules and requirements for the motorcycles, because like you have to like swap out all the coolant with water, and you have to tape over all the mirrors, and I think for a lot of them, you have to put on crankcase covers or whatever they're called. What are they called? Something covers, engine covers that have. I can't remember if they require threaded bolts or not. Like, you know, the bolts that have like the airline wire. Well, Ford, it's a moot point at this point because I got in a little bit of trouble for going too fast on the freeway on my bike, and I ended up selling it to keep myself out of trouble. Did you know that going over 110 in Utah is a misdemeanor? It's on the same level as a DUI. They treat you like you drove drunk because you went in a straight line too fast. It's crazy to me.
That is crazy.
I call it reckless driving. It's the same as if you were weaving in and out of traffic and stuff. Drives me crazy, man. I love going fast. I love going fast in a straight line, but I'm also a very courteous driver. You know what I mean? I don't ever cut anybody off. I always use my blinker. I'm very like safe and careful when it comes to actually like interacting with other cars and whatnot. Better straight than sideways. Yes, that's true. But like I don't rip it hard around turns and like go wide and cross the yellow line. I never cross the yellow line. And like I said, I don't cut people off. I don't weave between traffic. I don't lane split. But I like to go fast. Steve says, if you're not first, you're last. For me, it's not even about being like in front of other people. It's just the feeling of going 130 miles an hour. It feels good. There's something about it that's just nice. But the cops get mad, especially in Orem, apparently. I had to go get my fingerprints taken and everything. Had to be a good boy for a year, which, by the way, that year is up. It has expired now, and I'm not going to jail. But there was a period of time where if I had got caught going fast again, it would have been straight to jail, zero question. Call it a plea in abeyance. Yeah, yep. Apparently the cops caught me with their rear-facing automatic radar. So I was going fast, and then I looked up ahead, and I saw a cop like maybe a quarter mile ahead of me, 2 lanes over, and I was like, okay, slowing way down. I went down to about like 50 on the freeway, went not all the way down to 50, and they slowed down to like 10 miles an hour to get behind me. And then they gave me the what for. They gave me the lecture. Bodies don't look pretty bouncing off the freeway at 110 miles an hour. I'm like, yeah, they don't look good at 30 either, but I didn't say that. I'm not crazy. If you've ever hit anything at 30 miles an hour, let me just say, it sucks. Doesn't matter if you're going, well, it does matter. 130 will definitely hurt you more, but 30 hurts real bad. Humans ain't designed for that. Fastest Ford GT40 has ever gone in his car is 135. That is plenty, bro. That is plenty fast. The only reason I was going 130 on the motorcycle is because it doesn't go 135.
He's done 135 in a car, and he's what, 14?
Yeah, dude. He's living the dream, dude.
That's not living the dream.
Grow up to be a rally driver, bro. Do it because I couldn't.
Well, no, rally driving isn't fast. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it can be.
It is fast, but
it's not averaging 135, but you get up to 100 something.
It's fucking stressful, rally driving.
Yeah, well, it's obviously it's a lot more skill based.
I love it. I'd love to have been a rally driver.
In another life, if I had been born to wealthy parents, I would 110% wanted to be a rally driver.
I would have been a race driver.
Mal asked me earlier today,
My dad
like
was a mechanic too, so it was easy to get into.
Mal asked me earlier today if there's any sport that you could do and be really good at, what would it be? And I would say, I just told her flat out, like rally driving 100%,
Yeah.
110%.
Driving.
If I could pick one sport to be good at,
Yeah.
that would be it. If the accident
I wouldn't want
didn't
to
kill
do
me
it
driving
far.
that fast, then Luna
I
would.
think you're right. Okay, so where's that goes?
Oh, he did the Assetto Corsa rally.
Nice.
We got the next Colin McRae in our chat right now.
That was Codemasters.
Oh, the Colin McRae games?
Yeah.
Did you guys do the PSP one?
Yeah.
That's the one I had the most fun with.
Nice.
I remember thinking, holy crap, this is so realistic, because I hit a tree.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you retired from the race, you didn't make it. I'm like, wait, what? There's no rewind? There's no do again?
What?
It's like, you mean I hit a tree and it like treated me like I hit a tree?
It's a simulator.
No racing game had ever done that to me before, and I was like, this is the one. You know, Rally Sport Challenge is a fun game, but you can just hit the gas and not the brake and then just slide across the walls and actually get to the end faster than somebody who's driving technically.
I like dirt.
Dirt's good.
That's fun.
WRC games were good, but I think the company that made them went under, is what I'm hearing.
No, they've just made a new one. WRC Generation?
Did they?
Yeah.
Then I've been fed some misinformation.
Have you been told porkies?
Bro got 82nd. Had to be in the top 5 to get a chance to seat a rally car. WRC games are dead, he says. So maybe I haven't been fed some misinformation. Maybe Karl has.
WRC.
I think they shut down the servers or something.
25 is the last one.
Okay, yeah, but I think that one didn't last very long. I think it did die.
Came out because I played 10.
I played 11. That was a while back.
11, and then you got Generation.
That was not recent, Karl.
'25's not recent.
Well, 25 is somewhat recent, but...
Yeah.
You know how they do, though. 25 came out in 24.
Yeah, yeah. But there's WRC 24, 13,
Right.
and then there's 25 which came out in 24.
I think they went under in 25 or 26. I'm just saying, that's what I saw, is that they went under.
Possibly, yeah.
Steve's asking me if I have a Dremel. No. I do. Shit. Damn it, I don't want to talk about it, Steve. I don't want to talk about it.
Mm.
It looks good. I just need to sand it down a little bit. It fits now. Where is our Dremel? In the Dremel box.
I've never seen it.
Never seen our Dremel. It's supposed to be in here. Oh, you know what? Maybe we threw it out because it was broken or dangerous or something?
Don't know. I've never seen one. Never, ever. Never have I ever. There it is.
What tip am I using here?
Just.
Karl, this is a fucking family-friendly show.
I heard that. When I hear something family friendly, I'll let you know.
Thank you. Keep me in the loop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all these bits suck. It's the only one that's gonna be close to good. And now I just gotta be careful not to take too much off.
Yep. Shave the best for later. Right.
This is gonna be noisy. All right, do the best we can with it. Okay, that is not helping. That is just trying to eat way too much off of here. Here we go. Nice little smooth open end. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. I have a file set at home that would have been perfect for this. In fact, this is kind of the thing that I ordered it for, was for whenever I need to file down plastic. But guess what? I brought it home because I needed to file down gun parts, and then I need to file down car parts, and I need to file all sorts of stuff at home. And we weren't filing down a bunch of stuff here, so now it's not here and it's at home. It's not doing me a ton of good right now, but what do? I'm gonna make it look as nice as I can. And you know, I think I'm gonna do, let's go ahead and order him a back on the house that has the hole actually molded properly into it. So then he'll have this one temporarily, and I'll tell him he can come back in and get the other one when it gets here for free. That's the right move, I think. Because I do not feel good about this. It needs to be symmetrical, it needs to be perfect. And it is neither of those things. It's actually quite ugly. Oh well. Do what you can, right? Steve, are you saying you saw Sade in concert? That sounds cool. I would love to go see Sade. Coast to coast, LA to Chicago, what the hell? Across the north and south to Key Largo. Yeah, oh well. Whatever she says there. Smooth operator. Now we need to test that it's charging. Oh, you know what? Let's check in with Karl. I think I'm pretty much done here. So let's switch over. Let's change the bench cam. Can I just change that to Karl's bench? Let's see here. Is it this one? Is it this one? Karl, do you have a bench cam right now?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Got a green light.
it's angry.
Hmm?
It's angry and it doesn't want to pull it up.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Let's try that.
Off and back on. Nope. I set it back to mine. That one's working. What the heck? Any luck so far, Carl?
With what?
With the Dreamcast?
I've just recapped it, so I'm now going to rebuild it and see if it works.
Okay.
Who knows?
Let's see.
50-50. Find out.
Oh, now it wants to work.
Now I'm finished, it does.
Now that we can't see you on it,
Yeah.
we're looking at your keyboard apparently.
Can you see my TV with that? Oh, are we?
Yeah, it's doing whatever. What happened to your little magnetic mount for that, Carl? It's always gonna be janky if it's just hanging.
Well,
by
it's
the
not
cord.
mine. It's place it's here now.
Yeah, yeah. It sticks to that, and you put that underneath something. Yeah, you got it right the first time. There you go. And you just bend the joint out, put it underneath a box or something.
Getting there. I'm getting there.
One step at a time.
There we go.
How much would it be to install a region-free BIOS in my Japanese Dreamcast? That's a good question. I just got asked that recently. It's not something that's on our price sheet, but somebody asked, and then we gave them a number. And I do not want to make up another number and have it be different than that one. So let me double check. I think it was Sam that was asking. I don't think we checked it in. I think they said they were going to think about it. Let me see here. See if we have a Dreamcast in line right now. We do not. So I'm going to guess that it's going to be somewhere in like probably like the 60 to 120 range. Oh, it might have been your dad. Yeah, it very easily could have been. Whatever we quoted him is how much it'll be. I just can't remember how much that was because, like I said, it's not on our price sheet. It's not one of the repairs that we normally offer to the general public, but we are happy to do it for somebody who wants it. We just, every time we do check one in, we have to look up what the parts prices are going for and then try to figure out how much labor it's going to cost us. The labor is pretty, like, it takes a long time to do them. It's not an easy job, so it might have been on the higher end, but I don't know exactly how high we had it. All right, good looking Game Boy. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the shelf. I'm gonna update the notes in the system. Oh, that's right. I also have to order that battery back. One step at a time.
What is that saying? There's no disc insert.
Game discを入れてください. Please insert a game disc. Handheld legend. Gonna buy a thing. Whatever. Where did we get this shell from? I'm going to get a matching battery back to make sure it fits the shell. This was, I think it was high-speed IDO. Let's see. Shell, it was a high-speed IDO. Okay. So it needs to be this one. It needs to be in that weird green. Lime green, that's the one. Only $100 more to get free shipping.
Oh, okay.
7:48. That's not too late to call our buddy, right?
Well,
Totally within reason. It's gonna be here by Saturday next week. I'll call him and give him the update. Alrighty. Oh, have a good night, Ford. We'll see ya. Oh, Kay's here. What's up, Kay?
hey.
Okay, we got to get together and chat. There was an incident. I need to chat with Kay. Just in general, honestly, I don't get enough K time in my life. Karl, your camera is zoomed way in. Let me see if I can zoom it out here. Let's see here. Which one? Is it this one? Oh no, you just got it way close to the bench. Can you point it a little bit more towards you, Karl?
What?
The bench camera. Just kind of like lean it, I think, up.
The bench camera.
The bench camera. That's good. That's a good spot. Yeah, we should get some coffee. Okay, but first, I gotta let Anthony know his thing is ready. Watch him not answer. Didn't even ring. Just went to, I'm sorry, you can't leave a message.
Okay.
Love that. You want to hand us the iPhone real quick here? What is it? Text message time. Texting time. Let him know what's up. Alrighty. Wish I knew how to use an iPhone. There we go. Anthony. Just finished up your laminated screen on that GBA. And it's looking beautiful. Oh my God. Beautiful. There we go. It turns out that the shell we ordered didn't include the USB-C hole on the battery door. I've gone ahead and made a hole in it for now, and we've ordered in a proper battery pack with the hole that you can pick up for free when it gets here, in parentheses, or not parentheses, yeah, parentheses, probably next weekend. Boop. All right, and he's seen it. Yay! And then that's, I think, all I've got today. Carl, how are we looking over there? Is it still not reading games?
I'm just sticking a new laser in it. I'll be.
Do we have a new laser?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll see. Well, it's not a new laser, but we'll see if this helps.
A different laser?
A different laser.
A more differenter laser.
Here.
Okay, I'm gonna add all the notes here. So, laminated screen and new shell assembled and tested. Everything is great now, except the battery door didn't have a USB-C hole.
Oh.
I drilled a hole for now.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
And got the proper battery back on order for him. System is ready for pickup, and the USB-C back should be arriving Saturday next week.
That'll be the problem.
What'll be the problem?
There was no ribbon cable on the laser house, on the laser
Really?
mechanism. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it won't work without that.
Right. I just noticed. I'm like, put it all back together. I'm like, oh.
Did the full recap and everything.
I'm like, there's no ribbon on here. Wait a minute. Something's not right. Now I've got to see if I can find one.
Access OSD for settings. Just press L plus R plus select. Okay. And now it is ready for pickup. Cool times. Everybody's having a good time.
Actually, can I just...
You guys want to see something cool that Sam Stork brought me today? Check it out. Koibi. He's a cutie. Doing his little sword thing. Love it. Yeah.
Are we finishing up?
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay.
I can do a little bit of cleanup over here.
Okay. I'll be 5 minutes.
Okay, no rush. I gotta put the Dremel away and everything. Ugh. Oh, heck yeah, I like it. Are you kidding me? It's Kirby. I'm slowly losing my mind waiting for these dang brake rotors for Kirby. Did I tell you, Sam, I ended up buying another set from somewhere that says that they can get them to me faster. So I'm going to have spare brake rotors for the rear end. And they were cheaper than the ones that are taking forever too, so that's something. You screwed it back together to test it?
No, I've got to stick the ribbon out of this now.
Oh, okay. That's going to be an adventure.
I'm nearly there now.
I'm just sick and tired of having the car sitting on blocks in my driveway, not being able to do anything with it, you know? Yeah, well, brake rotors do wear out. You know how it goes. But this, look, I knew the car was going to be a little bit of a money pit. It's just, you know, it just comes with the territory. But it's also a money maker, so it's like it balances out, right? Right? Tell me it's okay, guys.
Is there a way to quantify that?
It's going to be a lot more okay once we can actually take it out to yard sales and start, like, asking people, do you got any video games? No, because never have I ever found video games at a yard sale. Okay, well, if you know anybody that does, here's my business card. Send them my way. I'll buy those video games. I'll give them good money. And that's what the Kirby car is for. That and going to, oh, we got to have it ready in time for the convention that's coming up. Yeah. That's in August, right?
Yeah.
Gotta take it to the Retro Gaming Expo.
URG?
URGX, apparently, instead of URGE.
Oh, man!
What? Did it break?
Oh, well, it was already broken. Yeah. Well, that's why this one isn't working then. Look at this.
Oh, gnarly!
Yeah, and twice. Just to rub it in.
Just for good measure.
That's why that drive's not working.
Well, maybe we just resume tomorrow, Karl.
Yeah, if you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a wormhole base to go mess with, right?
Sure.
We'll play some EVE Online. You guys play EVE Online at all? Anybody in the chat?
So that one's not good.
Does anybody in the chat hate themselves enough to play EVE Online? I've been having a blast with it, but definitely has its ups and downs.
Oh, it was a freaking thing, though. Is that the right one? It's not, just to be annoying. Nope, of course it's not. Brilliant. Yeah, I'll finish this tomorrow then, because I don't have
any good parts.
I don't have a drive at the moment.
Maybe we'll just have to go to Japan and get some more Dreamcasts.
Right. I've got some more up there, but I'm not climbing up there tonight.
Steve, it's definitely wildly different now than when it came out in some ways, and very much the same game in some other ways. So, yeah, maybe not the same, but maybe, I don't know. Depends on how you look at it, I guess. There's definitely a lot more to it now, and they added a whole tutorial section, which is kind of crazy. But I started playing it back in like 2008, something like that. And then I've had multiple, very, very long stretches of not playing it. But I've got Brendan, Karl, and occasionally Clayton coming in and playing with me, and that's been fun. So, all around, I would say I'm having a good time with it, but eventually we'll have a good time with something else. That's how we do. We're gaming nomads. Tried to get Karl to play Final Fantasy 14 with me, and then he played it. So he started playing it. He didn't like it, and then
I've been playing it for years.
I took a break from it, and then now he's playing it again.
I've been playing it for years. I played it in beta, I think, but it's taken me like 20 years to get to the end of Heaven's Watch.
I did play the beta, and it was a completely different game.
Yeah.
But I had like the worst ever computer, and I had to I played at the absolute minimum settings, and it was so slow.
AR1.
Before Realm Reborn.
Wow. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Before ARR, it was just
Yeah, it was just Final Fantasy 14.
V1. Yeah.
It was just Final Fantasy 14, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had to redo it because
So
we did a
I'm
bad
at the
thing.
Nidhogg fight.
Careful.
I know, I've got to fight Nidhogg.
It's careful how you say that. Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that's not so bad.
That's the end of Heavensward, right? Post-patch? Because you go and team up with Harev's Rilger,
Press Valkyrie,
and
yeah.
then you fight his trial to make sure you're good enough. And he says, "Yeah, okay, you beat me, that's fine."
And you go fight
And then you go
Midgar
and fight Nidhogg with him. And that's where I am. I'm about to go in and fight Nidhogg.
I mean, that's kind of the end. I mean, it's the end isn't like a set.
No, of course.
It's kind of fluid.
Yeah.
There is a part where it does roll the credits, though.
That's it. I haven't done that. I didn't know.
I can't remember.
It was going to have credits.
I can't remember if the credits were right after that fight or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does anybody know?
It's kind of led up to that being the thing, is defeating Nidhogg for that expansion.
Steve forgot his login
Oh yeah.
info, and their process sucked for getting it back, and so he hasn't played it since.
Yeah.
Guess what? I set my kit up with Final Fantasy 14 on the PS5, and we got it all there. You had to do you had to have an email address with an account, and you had to have a Square Enix account, and you had to have a PlayStation Network account, and you had to do all this nonsense and link them all together, and we got it to work once. And then there was one of the many passwords that we forgot and we didn't write down, and we haven't been able to log in even once since we got him in there. So same story. Their back end is
Log Station is horrific.
Are they still using that?
Yeah, and it hasn't been changed for 20 years. They did a couple of little updates, but the rest of it is just dire, man. That entire system.
It's a process.
Well, it was carried over from 11.
11 was Play Online.
Oh yeah, no, it was Play Online, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Play Online, and it had that really cool music.
Yeah, but that was janky as hell as well.
Yeah, because they had Final Fantasy 11 and Tetra Triad or something, and those were the only two things on the Play Online launcher.
Because that was the PlayStation one, right? Play Online.
Was it? I know I had it on PC. Final Fantasy 11 on PC, where you had to install Play Online, and then the Play Online was a launcher. And this was back when launchers weren't commonplace.
No, and they were janky.
It was very strange. I remember thinking, this is weird.
But Mog Station's never really got any better.
Yeah.
Still terrible.
I don't even know if I'm still paying for his sub. I think he might be on a free account. I don't even know. I don't know how it works.
No idea. I know they're separate for PlayStation and PC though.
He's got a PC now, so maybe I'll just set him up another account.
Right. Just
if he shows interest in it, if he actually wants to play it. We'll see.
Yeah.
Are you taking home some stuff, Karl? Is that a pile of taking
I
home something?
bought stuff.
What'd you get? Is that a Yoshi?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, you got one of the Toho side games.
Told me that Toho had come in.
It's not a regular Toho. It's
it
a
doesn't
fighting
matter.
game.
It still
it's
is.
a pretty bad one too, but
it is a bad one.
Yeah, but it's still Toho.
It is. My magical fairies.
Yeah. And then Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Is this new?
That's the Switch 2 one, yeah.
I don't know about that one.
No, me either.
Oh, Pragmata! Yeah, now you can pretend you have a daughter.
Everybody's raving and saying it's brilliant.
It's not. Dude.
Everybody said it's brilliant. So.
It's doing this thing that drives me crazy, where it's doing the lazy game design thing, where it's there's the boss, let's go get him. Oh, no, now there are 6 locks in 6 different parts of the area. You have to go through each of them and find the locks. Oh, we got to get up there, but there's a tree blocking us. That's okay, we can get rid of the tree with this computer. Oh no, we need 3 different security keys from 3 different parts of this area. And it's just so...
artificially
inflated. That's the word. Yeah. The gameplay is fun.
Yeah.
The interactions between Hugh and Diana is her name.
Yeah.
Those are
but
nice.
It's just artificially lengthening the game by putting these.
And heads up, there will be a point where you unlock basically little VR challenges. You have to do all of them.
Oh right.
Or you get a bad ending. This is cool though. You picked up the black one.
Yeah, I needed to pick up a Portal to play Saros. I'm so addicted I can't. I walk away from
I need to
now.
get Saros.
You need to get it. It's so much better than Returnal.
Is it? I really liked Returnal.
No, it's better. It's good, and then builds on top.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take
It's
it.
a lot more kind of structured and a bit more like kind of.
Does it still have the psychological horror elements to it? Does it still qualify as both a bullet hell, a
Yes.
roguelike, an over-the-shoulder shooter, and a horror game?
But it's also.
Did it just zoom in? What are you doing?
Well, yeah, once you kill the first boss, it goes Destiny as
Zoom
well.
out.
A lot of the
Destiny?
level design feels very Destiny and kind of it's all machinery.
The thing that struck me the most about Destiny,
and things.
the thing about Destiny that really stuck with me was the way that they didn't have any kind of an ending whatsoever for the base game, and then they're like, okay, now you have to buy a thing to get any kind of resolution. There's no endings at all.
No.
There's no like beginning, middle, end resolution, and then also now there's a
each expansion is a boss, and you're killing that boss in the raid. But if you don't, it's like Warcraft. If you don't raid, you don't get to see it.
I hate it.
I know.
Anyway, I think we're gonna call it a night. I really appreciate you guys coming and joining us and hanging out while we did the things and stuff. And we gotta figure out what we're gonna do next week for the stuff and things, because I don't want to do the same thing over and over. But
yeah,
it looks like we have some PS2s that need some work. Have those ones already been done, Karl? Or
they're not been done. They're waiting for lasers.
Do we not have lasers?
We do, but we need lasers for things that come in, and we've only got like one or two, so we hold those.
Okay, so we'll order some more lasers, and hopefully we'll have them by next week. We'll do some PS2 lasers.
Yeah.
All right. Night, y'all. See y'all. Love y'all. Mwah.